Good morning and welcome to almost the end of August. And this beautiful scene that's behind me is going to be changing in the foreseeable future, I am sure, as our days get a little bit shorter and our nights get a little bit cooler. So this past Sunday, we were part of a really special service. We welcomed James Young, the dad of little Caleb Young, into our church family. It was wonderful to have the families of Krista, who's part of the Case family, and James's family with us in our sanctuary space. And we were reminded about what the importance is of baptism in our life. I mean, does it even matter anymore in our day and age of not really having spiritual expressions through the traditional ways, like attending church and going through the sacraments like we used to? I was really taken back on Sunday when I went through the baptism ceremony with James and Caleb, and I was thinking back to my own baptism. And being 76, that was a long time ago, except for the fact that on this particular morning, my godmother died at 5:20 in the morning. A woman who had also said in front of a whole congregation of people a long time ago that if my parents weren't there or if people were not available to give me a framework of love and care, that she would step up to the plate to do that. I had two godmothers, actually. My first godmother died about 5 years ago at the age of 94, and this godmother was 98. So I was really, really blessed because these two women made sure that I knew that I was cared for beyond my family on my birthdays and at Christmas and every special day along the way, because they lived in Ontario about 2,000 miles away from me. So I had that presence of my own godmother as I went into that baptism service. Because baptism is trying to say to the people that are around this little baby in particular that we are going to do the best to our ability to make you know that you are a cherished person in our midst. And the parents make the commitment that they will be caring for this child until such a time as the child can take care of themselves. Now that also has a mental component, sending them to school and things like that. It has a physical component, like feeding them and dressing them and those kind of things. It has an emotional component that says we will love you and make you feel good about yourself. But there's also that spiritual component, the 4 directions that our Indigenous neighbors talk about all the time, those 4 directions. And in that spiritual quadrant, we learn things like, are you going to be treating this child as a gift from God? Are you going as something absolutely almost at the place of being a miracle? Now, not everybody in our world is able to see that the birth of a child is in that realm. That a lot of times children are born and the parents are not in that spiritual place, emotional place where they can say, oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. But I knew that looking at Krista and James, they look at Caleb and they definitely just see this joyous boy. And it was such an honor to be part of. So I just want to think, maybe if you were baptized, you think back to some of the people who have surrounded your life with care and support and love and have shown you that there's a power greater than yourself, that's a power greater than themselves, that are just leading us through this world that we're part of today. And in our prayers, we thought about some of those really difficult circumstances that there are in our world. We have situation going on in Afghanistan. I mean, people being trampled, just trying to get to a place where they find freedom and caring. And it's hard to sit here in Nepal and imagine what that must be like, that you would throw yourself onto the wheels of an airplane to try to just get somewhere safer than what you're part of right then. I don't think many of us, even in the most difficult circumstances of our life, I can only speak for myself, but even in those dark days, I was not part of anything like that. So we were thinking about that, and we're thinking about these horrific natural disasters. That one in Tennessee where people are just swept away in a matter of seconds. Wildfires, earthquakes, the people of Haiti. And then we have people in our own community who are struggling with loss. And there's so many different types of loss. So our little morning of reflection is to say, like sometimes we need to have that opportunity of baptism or whatever it is that makes us have that moment in our life that says, I am loved by powers greater than myself in the people who are standing around me. And hopefully that power that is greater for myself can be helpful to the people who really desperately need God's care right now. We pray at this day. I'm wishing you all a wonderful day. It is a sunny day here today. And later in this particular day, we will be celebrating the life of B. Toady with her family. And such a special life that was. Ekosi, God bless, and have a good one. Till next week. Bye-bye.